Hello everyone, I'm Tenzin Chokra. I'm a 13-year-old Tibetan boy that is here today, talking in front of you all for one reason, to talk about this day. Today is a day in Lhasa, our capital city, where more than 1,000 Tibetans were killed by the Chinese military, and we remember their sacrifice. Today is the day we reminisce the darkest period of Tibet's history. In the year 1949, China started to attack and colonize the eastern parts of Tibet. Then the 10th of March 1959 is when Tibetans completely lost freedom and power over their country. Chinese military had finally took over Tibet after 10 long years. More than 1.5 million died from 1949 to 1980, and approximately 6,000 monasteries were destroyed. Luckily, His Holiness was not harmed. He was able to leave Tibet because of the wise words of the oracle. In the years of 1987, 1988, and 1989, the younger generation of Tibetans, born under the jurisdiction of the Chinese government, have been peacefully protesting against the Chinese authority over Tibet. This protest started in Lhasa, and over many years, this action slowly spread around Tibet, from village to village, city to city. Also then, the types of protests have changed. For example, self-immolation. More than 159 Tibetans have self-immolated with the wish of His Holiness returning to Tibet and Tibet's freedom, while hoping their sacrifice was not in vain. I'm a Tibetan teenager who is voicing for all the Tibetans that have protested and wished for Tibet's freedom since 1949 till now. I am also voicing for all the prisoners that have been put in prison currently, for all that are fighting for freedom and all that have been sacrificed. This speech is not only for Tibetans, but for all other countries that are being colonized, or in threat of being so. This includes Mongolia, Afghanistan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Ukraine. So please, everyone, help my voice and my words reach all that want to help. To the Americans, the British, the Australians, the UN, the Europeans, and all other countries that believe in human rights. Now, before we continue, I would like to say a story. It's a true story, by the way. A friend of my mother, named Yishi Doden, stayed in jail, tortured for 8 months in our country, 2 times. He suffered so many injuries. My own mother was also tortured. I don't really know much about these problems that are in Tibet because I wasn't born at this time period, nor was I born in Tibet. But learning from my mother and from reliable websites, I've realized that this problem is much bigger than I thought it was. So now I read history books, I learn history, I ask teachers in order to help me so I can learn about history. Now I'd like to say a special thank you to everyone that is here today. It means a lot to us. I also would like to thank all non-Tibetans for coming here and protesting in this peaceful protest. Again, it means a lot to all of us. Thank you to His Holiness for guiding us through this path of exile, and I wish you a life of prosperity. I also pray to all that have lost loved ones throughout COVID-19. We have all suffered economically and emotionally throughout this pandemic. So thank you all, and I hope we can meet in Lhasa soon. Pögala.